Who's ready to watch a price analysis video on Dogecoin, Theta, and Harmony One? So raise your hands politely, don't all scream at once. Hey, this is Tim. Welcome back to the cosasverdes crypto and altcoin trading show. For newer viewers, this is what you're getting into if you haven't really stopped by my channel before. I'm not going to talk about news or fundamentals. That's probably those are probably the channels you're watching the most. What this channel does is it supplements your crypto information intake by specifically giving you a much better idea of the statistical probabilities when you're clicking around with your money buy and sell. So, for example, if you were to have bought Theta right when most YouTubers are talking about it, you got screwed, right? So, had you been supplementing that fundamental analysis of a really good coin to buy, right, with my type of channel, then you would have known, wait, it's a little hot right now. I might want to wait. And you would have known that very clearly, or vice versa, something like Solana, you would have known recently, hey, it's getting pretty hot right now. A lot of the indicators are saying to take some profits, maybe not sell all of it, but cosasverdes or Tim has a whole instruction-free video on how to 20 bag and 10 bag. What does that even mean? Go check it out. It doesn't mean selling all of your Solana, but if you like Solana, you sell Solana. If you like Dogecoin, you sell Dogecoin. Do you sell all of it? Absolutely not. That's what this channel tries to help you do. Gain more crypto without putting in more hard-earned money. So if that sounds good by the end of the video, if you could go ahead and do what the sign says, hit like for me and subscribe if you're new and tick the bell so you can stay in the know on these statistical likelihoods of where your altcoin is sitting right now. So, and returning viewers, if you could also take a quick moment to hit that like button for me and leave me a quick comment, even if it's "you suck" LOL. Those are about my favorite comments to get to confuse new viewers. Like, why is everybody saying "you suck" LOL? Because they typically don't know until they get this far in the video. So let's get after it. Turn off that annoying sign and let's dive in. So I'm going to start off with Dogecoin. So recently, Dogecoin did exactly what I anticipated it was going to do. And I did it on a live chat of all YouTube, not a community live chat. So this is recorded if you want to go check that out, new viewers. But I said, hey, you're Dogecoin, so I'm going to take off price so you can see what I'm saying, new viewers. I said very specifically that historically, the red crossing below the purple, which in my chart, if you want to know how to set up my chart, I have a video exactly how to do it, just like mine, in my library section. So in my playlist called library. Anyway, so this is the daily 10 EMA. This is the daily 89 EMA. All right. So daily 10, daily 89. I said this cross down, it's likely going to push price down and it'll probably get a 50% drop from there. And that's exactly what happened. Exactly as it got squeezed out. See how it got squeezed? Like a soap bar, right? And guess how far down it went from the time it hit to the 10 EMA to the time it went down there? 51%. Because that's just what it did in the past as well. Sometimes that actually predicted a big, nice consolidation point where it actually blasted, but it wasn't the point in the market. The market was too doggish to think that, so the pressure was down, and I thought it was about a 60 to 70% chance it would go down. But anyway, so with Dogecoin right now, you have a similar thing playing out, but it's with less volatility. So you have those. Let me actually delete these lines. Did it hit my box? It did. Oh, it hit my box just after. Oh, how many days off was I? Oh, I was 1 day off. Oh well, that's still good analysis though. So I have that box here because I said, hey, this is going to be your buy target. It's going to hit the daily 200 EMA, or yeah, daily 200. That's exactly what I did. Let's put on the 200. I don't remember when I made that analysis. Yep, it's right on the daily 200. Kablam. Perfect. Awesome. All right, so wow. My previous analysis worked out pretty well. I'm actually kind of surprising myself right now. I haven't looked at Dogecoin in a little bit. I think since my last YouTube video, so you can check that out as well. Scroll through my altcoin playlist and look for Dogecoin. It should be on the thumbnail. So what you have happening right now is you have price getting closer and closer and riding this daily 200 line with less and less volatility. So what that tells me is that in the end, before a blast off, you're probably going to have some type of squeeze with the 10. So let me take off the purple line. You're probably not going to get resolution until this 10 says, are we going to push you down again? And then Doge is going to say, no, I'm not. And it'll probably go up. If Bitcoin stays neutral, which is sideways, or strong. If Bitcoin breaks down tomorrow, well, this will break down likely below its daily 200 EMA, right? So all of this depends on Bitcoin staying either above, actually just in general, above closing weekly candles above its weekly 10 EMA, which if you don't know what that means, go to my Bitcoin video I just published today and you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Or even my recent altcoin video about MTV, Trias, and Veracity. All right, so let me take off the 10 as well so you can see what I'm talking about here. Less and less volatility, and it's going to land on this and consolidate on the daily 200 is what I'm thinking. So you have a ton of volatility of price going, something like this. Lots of volatility, right? Not quite that much, but you know what I'm talking about. Lots of volatility, lots of up and down movement, right? And what that means is for something like the 10 EMA, the red line would be going bigger, and now it's kind of landed, and the oscillations are getting less and less and less and less, right? Overall volatility, which means that's what you need to happen before you blast off. You don't just blast off in light of massive volatility like this. Like this doesn't create blast offs. It doesn't do it. You have to calm the oscillator, almost like a guitar string, right? So when you pluck a guitar string, say that's a guitar string, the reason why it makes noise is it oscillates. It's literally vibrating the air. That's what sound is. Or whatever fluid dynamics you're dealing with, or even metal, right? So sound can travel through a lot of mediums. But anyway, but the sound is the strongest at the beginning or nearest the beginning of that pluck, and the oscillators are the far, like this distance is the greatest. But as the sound goes down and down and down, the oscillations get weaker and weaker and weaker, and therefore the distance from top to bottom is less, right? And so that's what you need on price too, typically, in order for a blast off. So what you can do really with Dogecoin is maybe just put on the daily 10 and 200 EMA. And then I would honestly, I would not even look at the indicators I use the most. I would go up and use the indicator. No, I think I would use Stokes. I would probably use some Stokes somewhere. I wouldn't use RSI for this. You might use a volatility indicator for this, but you're going to be able to see it in price, okay? So you might just be able to do stochastics and this. Stochastics, what that means is they're a little finicky and they give you signals faster than what actually happens in price, but you get a lot of fake outs as well, right? It doesn't make price go up, but in the times that it's right and it gives you the right signal, it does give you a leg up and a statistical edge to move before the rest of people move on something. So in general for Dogecoin, you're going to want to see price, be less volatile and get kind of, squeezed. You want it squeezed down like a pancake, and then you're going to get your move. All right. So when will that happen? Well, a lot of times it's got to cross a trend line, sometimes a diagonal trend line or a horizontal. So right now it's probably going to be this trend line here. So yep, it's just going to form a triangle. The daily 200 is going to be the bottom of the triangle. It's going to go like this. It's probably going to break out about. Honestly, this might be a first mover like Trias as well, or MTV. I can't remember which one I said was. Maybe MTV actually. This will probably break out earlier October, and it might not wait on Bitcoin to. So let's say Bitcoin doesn't start moving until mid October, like over here, right? I still think Doge will break above this, based off of staying on top of its daily 200. And then it might use this horizontal as resistance as opposed to that line, but it's probably going to break out of that triangle right around early October, late September, and then it's going to have trouble getting over this horizontal until Bitcoin's hot. So let's say Bitcoin, for example, doesn't get hot until October 13th, right? Dogecoin probably break up above there before then base off this horizontal as resistance, and then not break above this line until Bitcoin gets hot, and then we'll move up. That's honestly how I see this moving. Now, you could, since Dogecoin is a fairly leveraged coin, because a lot of newer people who get into gambling on futures, which I strongly suggest you don't try to do Dogecoin on futures. Whew, it's a finicky coin. You can lose your money really fast. But before you lose your money, you'll probably make money and think you're a genius. That's just how it works. I promise you. You're actually better off your first times in whenever you use leverage to get wiped out. That's the healthiest thing possible that could possibly. The worst thing you can do is get on a roll like 5 in a row and 5x your account, because first off, you're going to lose it all. It's not a question of if; it's a question of when. With one exception, if you just decide to cash out and never do it again, okay, that beginner's luck and you took your money and run. But If you stay with it, you will lose it all if you're new. But so what could happen on this is you might get a fake out to the downside before the move. So you might have consolidation, down move, then blast up. And what that does is it'll get so all the people gambling on leverage thinking it's going to go long, it's going to knock them out. And so the exchanges don't have to pay them as it goes up. I actually think that's very probable. Since this is a leverage token, you're probably going to get a fake. I mean, probably it's close to a 50-50 chance you get a fake out to the downside because exchanges can move can move Doge. They own plenty of Doge to sell it on spot. And they have their own futures as well. They can move their futures, which is not the same as selling Doge. When you go long on Doge on leverage, you're not actually buying Doge. You're not. You're buying a futures contract, which is particular to that one exchange. So the likelihood of a fake out before all that happening, honestly, it might be 50-50. That'd be the only thing I add to my analysis. Other than that, assuming Bitcoin stays level and or stronger above its weekly 10 EMA, I mean, there's not a ton of room or threat to the downside on this. And it's really aligning with everything else. Is like mid-October, early to mid-October, this market might start getting hot, folks. I just see so much pent up pressure. And watch my other altcoin videos. It's the same stuff. Everything's pointing to early to mid late October within that 20-day range. It's I don't know. So yeah, I think yeah. So if you see Dogecoin wicking below the daily 200, and you've been somebody who wanted to long Dogecoin, that would be the time that I would consider it. Even though I don't recommend trying to use leverage, but that would be I would put limit orders to get into a longs. I would just sit there. I would put them there. Wait to see if they fill. And I wouldn't max out my account or anything. I wouldn't do it very much, maybe 3x or so. But that would probably be a pretty decent play if this analysis ends up true. And Bitcoin stays strong. That's probably how Dogecoin's going to move. So that would be my recommendations for Dogecoin. Let's go to Theta. Ooh, pretty similar play. Wow. Oop. Oh, I'm just clicking around. So, oh, see this? Okay, perfect. So you have Okay, exactly what I was thinking on Dogecoin. Look at this. So this is what Theta did. So you had a nice consolidation on here. Nice consolidation. Down, up, right? That's how it happens even more so on leverage tokens. Because if big buyers know they want to accumulate this, they're going to take what they have. They're going to sell it first. Because they only have to sell until here to scare people. Then the masses sell. Then they start getting it up here and they accumulate. So that's why these moves are so common. And honestly, Doge might do something to that effect, but less aggressive. Doge is a much bigger market cap than what Theta was back here. So that aggressive is probably not going to happen. Probably more like this than move up. I don't think Doge can move that fast and furiously on a percentage basis before. I mean, this is just stupid. Like, that was oh yeah. Yep, somebody with a lot of Theta wanted more Theta, and that's why it went straight to the moon after that. Smart play. I don't know who would have that much Theta unless it was the founders. I'm not accusing anybody. You would have to look at maybe there are early investors, but that looks like early investors or somebody with a lot of it clearly made that move. So just for an example, what I think could happen to Dogecoin. But so this is riding along. If you not kind of, but if you literally just take off price, so you can see the distance of this red line from the orange line. That means, things are moving up quickly, which means it's volatile in one direction. You can be volatile in multiple directions, straight down, straight up, or just wishy-washy with a big range. Let's say that's more than 30%, right? Just a sideways movement, that's 30%. That's still very high volatility, right? So what's happening is that distance away means high volatility, got even more distant away, even more volatility. So now the volatility's, you see this oscillator? It's getting less and less. So price of Theta, I mean, it looks like it's going to do it one more time and then come out. Maybe, let's see here. Well, it might not. You've got these daily Stokes getting ready to curl up. Yeah. I would say you barely get this cross. And the distance from, so if the red goes below and the orange stays here, this distance would be less than the last distance of separation, which is this. So if you take, let's say, this line here, when it dips below, it should be much smaller, let's say less than half. And that means price might come down to $5.17 at the low end. That would be a low end target for me, but it looks like it's kind of positioned to go that way. Let me put on price and look at other stuff here. That would be a low end target. Oh no, it actually might have already hit that. $5.87. What I'm not liking here is this is a lower low. It's lower than that, and you got a lower high. This chart is not as clear cut and dry, folks. I'm sorry. So it wicked below it. I honestly, I'm not getting a good read on this. Maybe a triangle. I don't know if. Yep, maybe just basic pattern trading might actually be what's going on here. Which pattern trading works sometimes, especially triangles. Triangles work. I just don't see it going much farther below its daily 200. I don't think the base of the triangle is actually that low. I think it's just been driven below it. I would call that the base of the triangle. Honestly, it looks like Theta might be one of the. It might not be a first mover in this pop. This might pop after Bitcoin because it looks like it needs to consolidate for quite some time, which means this previous run was really hot. Um, I think honestly, if Bitcoin pops in mid-October, Bitcoin's going to pop before this. That's what it looks like now. But Theta people, don't be all mad like, oh, this Theta's my coin. Okay, but that's actually a good thing. The longer you go sideways, I promise you, the next pop will be bigger. I promise you. Going sideways for a long time is really good. That's why 20 bag works so well, because you can be growing the portion that you took in profits as your coin consolidates for 100 days plus, and not just be stuck in it. Oh God, 11,000. That did 112x in a year. Holy cow! I didn't know it got that hot. Well, yeah. So this is going to move after Bitcoin, just based off that premise. So I would say dates for this. I would say early to mid November. I think it'll be just a couple weeks after Bitcoin. Maybe Bitcoin. Let's guess, make a loose guess of the middle of October. I would say middle beginning of November for this coin. I think it needs to play this out. It just went on too big of a run. Okay, um, so this is actually my first analysis that didn't say sooner than later. That's what I got for Theta. Let's go to Harmony 1. Not nearly as big as a run. So that's good. It doesn't have to consolidate as long, which it's already proving that. See, it already kind of made a triangle, but the triangle was smaller. Why was it smaller? Because its run wasn't nearly as big, right? That's just how crypto works, folks. It's just how it works. Honestly, this one looks ready. I don't think this one might not wait for Bitcoin to break all-time highs. Let me mm, It needs to reset though. Stokes have been trying to get up there for a while. Yeah, let's see here. Let me look at the 2-day. I might not be done. See, so what I'm seeing here is the 2-day RSI, EMA of RSI, the moving average. It's going straight up, and it's getting ready to get into the bullish control zone. Put RSI back on. It's not getting stuck below that line. The green is not getting stuck below it. I don't think this run is done. I don't think it's going to wait on Bitcoin. Let me go to the daily. This looks pretty healthy too. You're just making higher highs and higher lows on the RSI EMA on the daily. So just kind of viewing this as a line chart, there's nothing saying now. And the RSI did not get rejected by the bullish control zone. So it actually went up higher. The green went up higher, did not get rejected by the green area. So it's like this got rejected by the green area. This got rejected. This went well into it. So when the green separates so much from the moving averages, which is the line, not the kind of the line chart looking thing, not the squiggly green. So when the RSI separates that much from its moving average, it always actually, that is a superlative that's used correctly. It always comes down and check it. Just is a question of when. That is how it works. The word always is correct. So there might be some obscure time frame in the stock market where it never has actually. So you could probably say, oh, but this, you could probably do your homework. But for lower time frames, the idea of always is correct. I do believe. So honestly, this could break out any day. It looks ready, folks. So the timing on this is probably when the 2-day Stokes come down to the level of 57, then turn back around. That's when you'll get your breakout just after that. And it's already getting close. So you see how it bounces off this area or uses it as resistance a lot, right? Support, 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 resistance, resistance, support. It'll probably come down here, and when you see that curl back around, which this could be a few more days actually. Let's see here. But that's still early October. I would say early October you're going to get your move. And you have different types of analyses aligning with that. I think it's going to chill out for 2 to 3 weeks. So on a daily chart, where's it going to rest? Where's it going to wick down to? Could come all the way down to $1 or 13.2 cents. I would say this is a low end target. I would say 13.2 cents on a lower end, mid target or mid low target. And these might not be, hit because I'm saying these are low targets. All right, go to the daily. Nope, that's my mid target. Okay, so I would say the chance of it hitting 15 cents is very high, and then a quick wick down to 13.5 cents is decent looking, but I think that would end up being a good snag. I think it might base most of this 14 days. If it does spend 2 weeks like I'm thinking, I think it'll base mostly off the area of 15 cents. Being the lower end, and then the super low end with a wick would be down to 13.5 cents if it gets there. Um, and then I think it's going to break out above this all-time high. So honestly, Harmony One's looking pretty healthy. Dogecoin's not looking bad, and Theta just looks like because it did 110x, it simply needs to chill out till November, and then it could probably go on a decent run thereafter, along with the other altcoins, because sometimes it could steal the steam. So what could happen with Theta? Okay, so let me go back to Theta here. Just think about this. And another reason why, blowing up last after a big consolidation period isn't bad is because here, check this out, Theta people. Let's say a lot of altcoins are popping while this is not, right? So how many days is that they might be popping mid-October to here? 50 days. Well, what happens after 50 days of popping? People take profits. Okay? Actually, X. They take profits. And what do they do with the profits? They're hunting for the next breakout. So if a bunch of coins are moving the same and a bunch of profits being taken, and Theta is, the hot coin that hasn't popped yet, and everybody's seeing the same thing, you could get a massive wave of buyers because of that. Really good. So, like I'm saying, when everything else is bound to pop first and you're bound to consolidate for about a month and a half thereafter, that actually could work out in your favor to get a bigger pop and like blow everybody out of, just just leave everybody in the dust. That's totally possible. Does it always work out that way? Absolutely not. However, it's just another, I'm offering you another idea why more consolidation in this environment where everything might pop, could pop in mid October. And again, that might not play out, but with the loose assumption that mid October is when Bitcoin starts getting strong again, that's just another idea behind why consolidation is good. And if you're a chest pounder, you blindly root for this coin. Why, if you hear a YouTuber like me say it's not going to pop first, you shouldn't get an amygdala response. Amygdala is like the part of your brain that produces a stress response essentially, and then sends signals to your other organs up here to send out cortisol and all that stuff. But that's what's happening in your brain. Typically, it's which I'm trying to calm down your amygdala, which is in the hindbrain, so you can't consciously control it. So I'm speaking to your subconscious. Please calm down. There's actually good things. But that's what we got. So if you liked the content here today, I got a little goofy. Sorry, sometimes it happens, slips out. But if you liked what you saw, go ahead and subscribe. If you're new, hit the bell so you can stay in the know on the timing of your plays, when there's a good profit taking point, and all that good stuff for your Pokemon cards, because this is absolutely educational and entertainment only. Talking about Theta Pokemon cards and Doge and Pokemon with a dog that goes attack, and Ash throws it out, says Pokemon Go. So that's what we're doing here. And returning viewers, hit like for me, leave me a quick comment, even if it's you suck LOL, and we'll see y'all next time. You just got Timified.